This tutorial will demonstrate the function of the CSOR.NET inspection module. It's an overview only, so it will not go into much detail, but simply give you a presentation of the typical sequencing from the identification of the need for an inspection from the schedule into inputting the inspection results within CSOR, and then perhaps creating a corrective action to identify an unusual anomaly. So from the contract section, we'll pick a sample database to work on, and I encourage you to work with sample databases to improve your skill at navigating through CSOR. We will choose the inspection module and go to the inspection schedule, which will show a calendar with a variety of inspections scheduled to be performed. There are some other filtering that can be done from the top part of the menu. We'll notice that on the 29th, there are several inspections to be done, and at the bottom of the screen, which will give us a list once we select the line item to inspect, or the date to inspect. It shows the line items. We'll notice that there are several different sites. Most typically, an inspector would go to a location and perform all the inspections there. Therefore, let's assume we're going to Sarajevo, and we can declutter the calendar somewhat by selecting Sarajevo and refreshing the screen. And now there is just our single inspection on the screen. Okay. Having clicked the item to inspect, we click the reports icon. We can either select the QA checklist for the current line item, or more typically there may be several inspections to do on that date. So we'll click the print of all the line items in the schedule. And your PDF viewer will bring up the screen, and you are ready to print the report through the PDF printers function. Take that into the field, perform the inspection, and then you're ready to come back in and input your inspection into CSOR. So again, we return to the inspection module, inspection results, find the item that we have performed the inspection on, and you'll notice in the bottom part of the screen there's a list of all the previously performed inspections, or at least the previous 25 can be changed. So to create a new inspection, we select the new icon. This brings up the menu, and we can say that we did it on the 24th of May, and let's just make it a little bit earlier. Let's say we actually performed the inspection at 11 a.m. and who the inspector was. The inspector will normally be pre-populated based on the login of the user. Only administrative users are allowed to select inspectors. We'll indicate the site, although most inspectors will have a default site for where they most frequently visit. We'll input the scores from our inspection sheet. And let's just say that those inspection items, checklist items 1 and 2 were okay, but we had a significant problem with third item. Third. Corrective action created. And the comments section should be used to fully document the history and the basis of the scores. And now we'll simply save the inspection. And we'll notice the color-coded screen indicates a very poor score was given. The frequency is now weekly based on this inspection. And we can click on the item, and by clicking on the corrective action button, we can now document the basis of the problem This will now create tracking of proposed solutions and resolutions to the corrective action. And we can use the current date, or we can use the actual date and time of the inspection. We'll leave it set to the current date and time. And we'll save this corrective action. And there are two places that we can validate the corrective action was created. In the contract homepage on the opening dashboard, we'll now see that the list of outstanding or pending corrective actions has been updated. And from the inspections menu, corrective actions, we can filter out and say we are just looking for response pending corrective actions, and we'll put it in descending order of the date created, and there is our corrective action ready to be tracked. Coming back to the inspection schedule, the next time that this line item will see us no longer on the 29th, since we inspected it on the 24th, and at increased frequency it is weekly, the item is now once again scheduled for next Monday to be re-inspected. To find other issues, perhaps items that have never been inspected, this would be convenient in making sure that you have inspected all the requirements that actually have an importance assigned to them, and that none get left behind. So that covers the inspection module. I encourage you to work with the sample database and get into more detail by experimentation.